Alright guys, you're just seeing the background right now while I boot up the stream. And people in the background as well. Great. We're live, Brian. Close the door.
Hello.
Close the door.
Yeah, the door's closed. There's your glass of water and here's my
We
Fiji
are live.
bottle.
Remember, Fiji on the table.
Fiji on the table.
We are live. Getting the stream up and running.
Alright,
There we go.
everybody.
Got the backdrop. Alright. Okay. This is for you to make sure that you don't have to look over and put yourself in frame. That way you can see if everything's going right. Alright. Let's get this started.
Alright.
Get it started.
Let's get it in stone.
What's going on, guys? I'm Sam. This is Brian.
I'm Brian.
Welcome back to the Lucky Unlucky podcast. This is episode 2. We are talking about our experience here at this new program called Options and how it is affecting our lives as of today. And as the last episode, we talked about how our friendship has grown from when we were in kindergarten until we are now, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Sounds right. And today, the basic program is the first 15 minutes, Brian and I are going to talk a little bit. Then we got another guest we're going to have come on, and these two are going to talk to you about how their last year at Options was, I'll say, magical.
Yeah.
Then we have another guest coming on, and then the four of us will talk about this year and how it's going, and that'll be it. It may be cut short just due to technical difficulties. I don't know, but I will figure it out because I said so. So I win. Ready to start?
Exactly. You always win. Let's go.
All right. So start off. First topic is how's your day going? Going good?
Alright, my day. Alright, everybody. I'm Brian. Today, my day is going
You
pretty
already
well.
introduced yourself.
I know. I did it again because I know they need to know I'm Brian Solomon. And anyway, so today was a pretty good day. We're just living life here at Options Transition to Independence. I don't remember what it stands for, but it's like optimizing potential and like some kind of like individualized like success. Yeah. And then it's a great program. We all live. I'm not gonna say where we live.
Happy family.
We live in a happy family. We live in a very happy family, and this is the wonderful apartment complex. I'm on the top floor. He's on the middle floor, and the other two guests are on the middle floor, top floor and bottom floor. Yes.
Yeah. Today we just hung out. It was a Friday, end of this week. We got a bunch of plans activity for tomorrow, and so we're doing the podcast today. And another one of streaming until episode 3, which hopefully will be an edited, not show, but it'll be an edited video with a lot more special effects. Like maybe there'll be a giant hammer punching Brian in the head right now. I don't know. We'll figure something out. All right. So first, we're gonna transition right now. Can I say your name to your camera or no? All right. So Vince, say hi.
Hello.
That's Vince. So I'm gonna have Vince and Brian talk to you guys about their first year, so last year at Options, and how it has affected them as people and how they've grown from it and their all experiences.
Yeah.
They're going to talk to you guys for about 30 minutes. You ready for that?
Yep, I'm ready.
And then I'll ask Brian a couple questions after the 15-minute mark after they start talking. You guys got 30 minutes? Go for it. Vince, come into frame.
Alrighty. You over here, buddy?
Weird.
That may have been weird, but yeah. I'll go first. So I first found out about Options in January 2021. I was looking for colleges. It was in the middle of the pandemic. There wasn't really a lot of opportunities. There weren't really a lot of opportunities. And then my mom randomly got a call from, while I was meeting with my neuropsych evaluator goes, "Hey, have you guys heard of BREM/Options?" And we were like, "What the hell is that?" And then my mom... they're this special program for kids who have learning disabilities, and they got like a college program, they've got like a educational program, and then my mom gets a call, and she calls the two leaders of Options, and then we're basically, it's like mom tells me about it, she's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna absolutely love this program. It's like so just right for you." And then I received right before I had some stuff happening in my house and I had to vacate Florida, I did a Zoom meeting with them, and we eventually ended up doing an in-person tour, and I got accepted. And then fast forward to my first year of Options. I was very scared to move away from school. I was definitely someone who wasn't really ready for, I guess, what was to come, and I just definitely had a lot of anxiety about living away from home, transitioning to college and all that stuff. And so I still remember this very well. I do summer rolls around. I graduate high school. The summer rolls around, and my main purpose was to just hang out with my guys, hang out with my family, and just make sure I have like all the time that I need, and all the special time to just maximize the time with my family before I'm away for a while. And now we'll get into this story now.
So, how I found options was a little bit of a complex situation because my parents hired a professional to look at different programs for me and like as a person that were tailored towards my goals and whatnot. And so there was one in Massachusetts that I really wanted to go to. However, due to me having epilepsy, I wasn't able to attend because I was rejected because one student had epilepsy there and there was a whole big incident, right? And then my parents got word from the professional friend of this place called Options, and I toured Options twice, one remotely and one virtually. Not one
In person.
One in person. So then it just went from there, and this was probably around March of 2021 I did the in-person visit. And at first I really was not like too keen on being away and not going to college right away, right? I was just kind of I wanted to jump right into it and just like, move on, right? But I decided to go to the program, and over time it grew on me, and that following summer I graduated from my high school, and and then I started my standard year in August 2021.
So did I.
And it just went from there. And over time, it really grew on me. And then here comes the second semester. I'm taking college class, and I got an internship, which further puts me on the road towards my future career, which I want to be a personal trainer, right? And that's basically my experience with the Options so far. Everything has been fine so far. Knock on wood, So, yeah.
Alright, so Brian, let me ask you this. How was your first 2 months here at Options? What did that seem like for you?
Alright, so just like Vince, I started Options in August 2021, and I still remember the day so well. I first walked in, and my first roommate, whose name was Sean, he greeted me, and he was just so happy to see me. He was like, come up with all these plans. We came up with a bro code and some other things that are too expletive for this stuff, for this podcast. But yeah, and we hit it off. We got along so well. I still remember, like, I just felt like, like literally as soon as I arrived at Options, I was like, yeah, this is the place I want to call home, and this is the place I definitely want to make the most of my opportunities. And then obviously they got to know Vince and many other students at Options. Obviously, after the first month, during the first month of the program, things between me and my first roommate, Sean, did not really go that well, and then I ended up moving into an apartment with Vince.
Brian, why was that?
What?
Why was that?
Let's just say he and I didn't really get along the best in the apartment.
Good answer.
Apartment. He ended up doing saying some
Alright.
pretty regretful things, and then
What about you, Vince?
Well,
How was your first month?
my first month was a little bit interesting, to say the least. Everything was going fine up until the 26th. I got suspended on the 26th, right? And then I came back. I won't disclose why I got suspended because that's a story for another time.
It's a long story.
I don't really feel like explaining. Then I came back, and during that time, Sean was actually suspended. I won't disclose why either because I'm not even sure I understand.
I'll tell you.
So I came back, and then I promised myself I wouldn't do that again, and then, had to clear the air with my two roommates, Thomas and Brian, and we were all good. And that was basically my first month.
Alright,
I
so
came back around, like, Labor Day,
Yeah.
and just I kind of went from there.
Alright, so the two of you survived the first 2 months at Options, and you say it's going, would you say better than you thought, or no?
Mixed.
Or it's been,
Yeah.
it's
Didn't
been,
expect there to be so much drama, but
it's been a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes.
Well, I know for Brian it's been a roller coaster of emotions. For me, it was more of just along the lines of learning how to control my anger, because I'll be honest, I can get angry very easily sometimes. Luckily, it's something I've worked on, and it's not as big as a problem as it once was.
Window?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so again, you survived the first month. So we get on to, you survived what looks to be like August, September area. You've moved into, you started school now, you've got more adjusted to the schedule. How has your school life affected you now? Because you've done, I'm assuming, since you're in the standard program. Brian, why don't you explain to them what the standard program is?
So basically, Options has 3 phases of their program. There's the standard program, which is what you start at, and your first semester you basically take classes and services relating to the Options program. And you basically, it's basically just like where you like dip your toes in and just kind of get used to things, get used to your surroundings, and you don't start out with too rough of a schedule as you're just kind of dipping your toes in and you just kind of, and just going to get to know everybody.
How does modified work?
And then once you move into your second year, that's where you progress it to modified. Most of the time you progress it to modified, and that's where you'll get like pretty much like maxed out privileges. You get to like by that time you'll be taking college classes, maybe having an internship. So you basically just you just move on, and it's like the second phase of the program, and basically you get less responsibilities, and the staff members go a lot easier on you.
And Vince, do you know how the extended program works?
So the extension program basically is you still have options classes. However, you do not, you don't have as much. So you will be taking more college classes than options classes. I know a few extension program people that I know that take about like 3 classes at either SIU or Johnny Logan, and yeah, that's about how it goes. But you also have different perks, like you can drive, you can basically do your own thing. Basically, it's you're living on your own.
Yeah. Alright, so getting back to the start is, you've now experienced options, or BREM really, for about a month and a half now. How has that schoolwork affected your real life? Because you got a lot of schoolwork, you go home, you have homework, you have study hours. How does that affect your daily schedule? Brian, you want to share?
Yeah, so the homework in your first semester at Options is very, very simple. You don't get a lot of homework. Generally, the teachers are pretty nice to you. They don't overwhelm you with work. You have a couple classes where you with our wonderful teacher Jack, who I have an uncanny impression of. He's a great teacher. He gives out a decent amount of homework, but the other teachers, they limit their homework quite a bit. And generally, during study hours, you'll be able to, which is 2 hours during the when you're back at the apartments after the school day, you'll generally get your homework done in that study period of time. And as Jack said, he helps you experience and he helps you get closer to achieving your parents and getting closer to achieving your goals.
And Vince, how has it affected your life so far?
School life, not much.
Or not this year, at least last year. How did it affect it last year?
Again, not much, because I'm used to a heavy workload.
Oh, wow. But when you came to this program, were you expecting all the things that you, like, has it changed at all since last year or no?
Yeah, a little bit. Not much, though.
Alright. So, you guys experienced now, what has it been? About 15 minutes into the podcast, which is cool. We got another 15 minutes until we bring out the, actually no, that's not true. So, another thing I want to talk about is you've gotten, because I remember Brian used to talk to me about this when I was in Idaho, is winter break, summer break, all the different breaks. Isn't there a huge gap in between, like a little gap in between, like, Thanksgiving and winter break or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, there's only I think 2.5, 3 weeks in between Thanksgiving break and winter break.
That's ridiculous. It's insane. It's ridiculous. So, you've experienced 2 months now, workload is everything. What was, because I know we can't talk about that much, what was in your, how to say this, what's the biggest thing the first biggest thing that happened to you last year that we're allowed to talk about?
more.
Like put it in PG. PG?
Actually, I don't really.
PG term. PG-13 or PG? First one? Alright, PG-13. I'll let Vince explain it because Brian, you're not good at that. No offense.
No,
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of things.
What can you put into PG-13 terms?
Roommate difficulties.
Roommate
difficulties. You know, me and Brian and Thomas were all roommates at one point. Living with one another, kind of was not the best environment because it was just people weren't picking up after themselves. It became a whole thing, and
Generally, I was
generally it you know, me and Thomas didn't have the best sleep schedule because of this person, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No.
So they slept a lot. I like to stay up late. I was generally pretty loud. They were generally pretty quiet.
What? Brian's loud? No way.
I struggle with picking up after myself and stuff like that. It always kind of came.
There was just
down.
like a lot of.
And I often felt like you guys were being like pretty critical of me and kind of just like not being like, I don't know, like easy on me enough. I don't know. It was not a very good mix, and then things just kind of.
Now, obviously, me and Brian are still friends.
Obviously.
It's not like we're not friends. We just, you know, some friends can't live with each other and such on.
Exactly. You guys had a different living style than we did, and it's fine. I mean, we were still able to.
When
stay
me and
buddies.
Thomas are more low key and chill, not Thomas. Brian is more like high energy, alert, awake.
Yeah, always going.
Brian doesn't know how
There's
to be
always
lucky.
something going
What?
on.
You gotta say that. Brian doesn't know how to be lucky.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I don't know how to be okay.
Brian's inside voice is his outdoor voice.
I remember there being times where it was like, I don't know, maybe like 12 or 11 on like a Saturday, and I would just hear football like echoing off of Brian's walls. And so all you would hear is either Brian's voice or just the football announcer just like, oh my god!
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
This wasn't a very good living environment.
looking back at it, it's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and I just. While there were like there was a lot of
Ups and downs.
ups and downs. I regret a lot of stuff doing.
There was a lot of tension for a good while, but there was a lot of tension because
From what Brian's
no
told
one
me-
really took responsibility, and when someone did, it would end up being like a whole big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It wasn't-
yeah.
From what Brian's told me, it's been very funny, but also very dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah, I still remember I called Sam when he was in Idaho and you were doing like, the whole roasting thing. Yeah. The
Yeah.
roast battle.
We've had our good moments. Trust me.
There were good moments, yeah.
It wasn't just all negative. There was definitely times where, you know, Brian and me and have like, you know, made each other laugh hysterically.
Yeah. But eventually just.
Unfortunately, right now we can't share half those jokes because we're in a program where you can't really swear.
No, it's okay. I don't even remember. Well, most of them were just like cringy, like dad jokes. But yeah.
Yeah, they were really bad. They were really bad.
I still remember that one day I said to Carl, dude, I love him like a blubber, and then you guys just went crazy. And so when we were watching video.
That's another thing that drove me insane. Every time. So we watch CNN 10 in current events, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, that happened out throughout the entire first semester. Little old Brian was in my class. And Brian makes puns. A lot of puns.
Someone called me an egg because I like to crack yolks.
And they're not very good jokes. To say the least. They're not very good.
Yeah.
Which, can get you annoyed after a while when, someone on CNN 10, but you also have good old Brian over here making jokes.
Yeah, I know something. They call me the math guy because I always make a good graph. Get it? Because a good laugh. Yeah.
Oh, Brian. Oh,
Yeah.
Brian. So, Brian, we explained this in the last episode, but for those who've forgotten, what's your catchphrase again?
Fetch!
Yeah, there we go. For those of you who don't know from who we explained last time, when we were little, Brian came up with the word fist for some stupid reason. And it also means shaved cat, which I don't understand. And of all words, why shaved cat?
Fist or fest?
Fist.
Fist.
F-I-S-S.
F-I-S-S. I'll show you the word.
And then another thing we haven't talked about is, hey, Brian. Pop.
No, we didn't talk about that.
No, but seriously, Fiji water. Vince, you want to explain to the camera Brian's addiction? Brian's strange addiction.
This is Brian's water bottle. This man will spend like $60 on just a full case of 12 Fiji water bottles.
Yeah,
this man is addicted to Fiji water bottles. I don't know what's in here. It's like liquid crack.
It's water. I promise.
I doubt that, but
I've tried getting him to use a reusable bottle. He lost it.
Brian will lose his phone more times than he will lose his Fiji water bottle.
There's been times where Brian is like, "Where's my Fiji water bottle?" When I'm like, "You could just use a reusable water bottle, and you would achieve the same thing. It's just water."
Yeah, exactly.
And then this is another joke I have. This is another joke I have with Brian that we didn't explain on the last time, which is first of all, Brian, put your phone away.
Yeah, sorry. I got it, bro.
I will throw it out the window. Second of all, everyone knows me. I'm a liar, but everyone knows Brian is someone who forgets to close the goddamn garage door.
Yeah, so there was a time when Sam gave me at least 4 prompts to close the garage door.
We're at Brian's house, and long story short, I left. Brian goes inside, forgets to close the garage door. I call him. I say, come back inside and close the garage door. Comes back outside. We talk for 5 minutes. Goes back inside. Still doesn't close the garage door. So I come back in, knock on the door. I'm like, are you dumb? And he goes, no. And I'm like, why? And he goes, oh. Goes back, presses the button, nothing happens. I'm like, is he not getting the message? And I go up, and I knock on his door, and when he opens, I go, hello. I knock on his head, McFly, you in there? McFly. And he finally closes the garage door. And so now I make the joke with him whenever Brian forgets something. I'm like, did you close your garage door?
No, yeah, I did not forgot to close the garage door.
Whenever Brian leaves his apartment.
Everything within the span of 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. Also, I don't know why everyone doesn't like this, but why? I don't know. I don't know why. But whenever but people don't like that I leave my key in the garage door.
Oh yeah, you mean the door?
In the door.
Yeah, tell them what you told me earlier.
Brian, this was a problem last year. You would leave.
No, I leave the key in the door because
in the hallway
for convenience purposes.
No, it wasn't even convenient. Anyone could break into our apartment.
Just for clarification, guys, Brian didn't leave the key on his room door. He left the key on the outside of his apartment door. So it would be better convenience for him.
Brian would lose his keys unintentionally. And when he would lose his keys, me, Thomas, would walk back to a key just sitting in the key lock. Just sitting there. Just chilling. Not doing anything, just chilling there. And then when Brian comes back, like, why is your key just sitting there? I can't tell you the amount of times I've come back from doing something and Brian's keys are in the door. It's either been locked, open, or just, he's just been asleep.
I don't know how this has turned into a thing of roasting Brian, but another roast after Brian is...
That's right, Brian.
Yeah. Brian, whenever you mention something, you're like, is that are you a monkey? Like,
what?
You literally just did. I saw on the stream. You were talking, you're like, I don't know what's going on. You're doing this.
No, that's kind of...
I don't know where...
Don't make fun of my disability.
You make fun of it on a daily basis.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
It's okay, Brian.
Our favorite monkey.
That reminds me.
No.
Our favorite monkey.
What do women and autistic kids are?
No.
No.
Say. No. Do not say that. No. Bad, Brian.
Oh God.
No. Bad. I will duct tape your mouth shut.
What do you call?
No, just stop it. I will.
Brian, your speaking privileges have been revoked.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna switch topics here. Hey Vince, tell me about from midway through of options. We'll get back on track here. You get back from winter break. Brian, yeah, I agree with Vince. Your speaking privilege are provoked for the next 10 minutes. Actually, I changed my mind. You can just go sit out of frame.
Yeah. Kira, you want?
Yeah, Kara, you can join Vince.
Yeah.
Kara, say hi.
Hi.
Okay. So before Kara talks, Vince is just gonna explain the last 6 months of options in 10 minutes. Go.
Last 6 months of options. Hurt, torn ligament, angry, upset, cry. I can't box. I cry. The end.
You
I
have 10
suffer.
minutes.
The end. You know what? that sums up the last 6 months in like 2 seconds.
Sum up Brian's last 6 months.
Brian's last 6 months is Fiji water bottles. That was his last 6 months. He would have to reuse the same one because he lost all the others. I don't know how. He left his water bottle at the wreck multiple times.
I left my water bottle.
Okay, now it's 20 minutes.
Sorry.
Anyway,
You're
basically
not-
the last
yeah.
6 months were just okay. So sum up the last month. I come back from winter break. Brian gets, or actually, when I get back from Thanksgiving break, I get sick from Brian. I'm sick, and then I go home sick, and I have a cold while I'm home. I get better while I'm home. I come back, I box, and then on January 31st, I hurt my right hand. And I box a lot. And so then I tore my ligament in my wrist. Later to find out that, probably this year I'm going to have surgery, get it repaired and whatnot. So that's always fun.
Quick timeout. Ryan just commented. Say AO, Ryan.
Oh, Ayo.
Ryan.
Ryan?
Ryan commented.
Ryan.
Oh, you
R-Y-A-N.
Yeah, exactly. Wait.
So say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
I don't know who you are, but hello.
That's my friend Vince. That's my friend Kira.
Why are you pointing to me? I'm
No,
not Kira or
no,
Vince.
I'm pointing to them. Hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Oh, he can't see you.
He's not paying attention.
I know. Because you said Ryan. Yeah. Hi, Ryan.
How
Come on,
you
go?
You're supposed to walk into frame. Oh, say hi, Ryan, and then go back to your chair.
Okay, I didn't know that. Hi, Ryan.
You didn't even walk. Just go back.
It's
and sit down.
Ryan.
Just go back and sit down.
And now it's time for me to go back to my seat.
You're in timeout again.
Exactly.
Okay. You know what, Kira? You may start talking about how this is what I'm supposed to do. Alright, so guys, we're moving on to the last portion of the video. We're going to cut it short because I got some editing to do. We're going to keep it up to like 30-35 minutes. Kira, since you've been to this program, without all the crazy things that have happened, how has it affected you?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about this year before this program. My year has been crazy. I've experienced going to Italy for 2 weeks and moving like within the last 6 months. So, yeah, that was crazy. So I went from moving from Connecticut to Florida and then going to this program.
How is it? So once you've moved to Florida, I know you've moved a lot in the past little while. How has that affected friendship-wise? How has that been making friends?
So I haven't gotten a chance to like really make friends yet because like when we moved, I literally had like not even a week before starting this program. I haven't even lived in Florida like a week. So like half of my things are in like a storage unit, and my parents decided to go new construction on a house. So I finally got the date on the house. It's not gonna be done until October 22nd.
Wow.
So yeah, I won't get to see my room until I'm back at break.
Ding!
Ding.
Ding!
Sorry.
Ringer off!
Yeah.
Alright, so with all the drama that's happened in the past week, guys, which we're not going to explain, I will get into that on a later video maybe.
It is too long to put in one video.
Yeah, it is.
Long
way
story
too long.
short.
Long story short,
The
it
longer,
can
all
all be
Brian's
the
fault.
longer it is, the shorter it is.
No, it
No.
can all be summed up by this one single word. Why?
Yeah. Also, it's Brian's fault. Never mind.
Why?
Why? Why?
Why? Why?
No.
Why?
Stop it. Alright, Brian, get in frame.
We should remix Brian just saying why.
Yes.
Why?
Sit on Vince's lap. I don't know.
No.
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 Alright,
It's like
so-
a break.
Brian's not even in frame.
Why?
I don't care anymore. So,
It's like a smurf.
Brian's not even in frame.
I'm
I
in
just
frame
don't even
now.
care. Okay.
It was
So-
like a Diglett coming out from the wall.
What?
You don't understand it, but I don't really care. We're just gonna give it up. So that's all for today's podcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Kira, sign out and then walk over there. Or not sign out. Okay. Vince, say goodbye and then walk over there.
Bye.
Walk over there. Over that. Brian, get into frame. Barb and say goodbye. Close enough.
Hold on. Oh, hold on, wait, give me 1
That
second.
sucked.
No, give me 1 second, give me 1 second.
Just don't. Okay. No. Or okay.
Um,
Fist burp. Excuse me. And then that's all for us, guys. I've been number 13. Brian's been Fistman 41.
41.
And I am sorry for the loud noise, but you that.
What the fuck?
Hello. How do I turn this off? Oh, here it is.